Hey everyone, today we're going to look at where Bitcoin's going. We saw last video that I said we had the hangman at resistance and we were likely to dump, and it's exactly what we did. I'm going to show you what I'm expecting for September and a little bit of a hint or change for October that maybe the election will cause. Let's jump right in and look at it. But before we do that, while you're waiting, smash a like, smash a subscribe. Let's do this together. And if you guys don't want to miss any of these videos, there's a little bell down there so you can make sure that you don't miss any of them, because sometimes they come out during the day and sometimes they come out during the night. Let's get started. Fat kiddo. Hey everyone, Coach K here. We're going to talk today about what's going on in the markets and where do I see it. Some people asked me yesterday after the video, Coach, if we get bearish, where are you going to look at? So I had to actually go in here and turn on some old levels. What you do is on the chart down here, you can actually activate it. You click on this button at the bottom right corner and you can make groups and stuff so that you can turn on and off old or new levels so that your chart doesn't get crazy messy. And sometimes mine does because I have too much open. So I've done this to make sure that I keep the levels that I had in the past so I don't have to redo them all the time. And so I also can turn them on and off when they're relevant. So the relevant ones I've left on right now, even turned off the ones above here. And let's look at where I think the market's going. We know that already there's two levels, so I'm not going to repeat myself. We had a hangman at resistance. We had another hangman at resistance. Right now, if you look at this chart, it looks like now we've had this turn into resistance, and this looks like it could be another hangman at resistance, but we have 17 and a half hours before that actually plays out. So let's wait and see. And what will happen is we keep getting pressure to sell, and it keeps getting bought back up, as we can see here. Eventually, those buyers are going to get exhausted. This is what you have to do. Look at these levels. I personally think that we are not going to do this. This is just there in case we actually get bullish somehow. But I am not bullish short term. Just remember that. I keep saying it. Even though this is on my chart, this does not mean I'm going to say that it happens for sure. This is just there if we bounce that level. That's an if, but I don't think we're going to, okay? What I do think is going to happen is we're going to dump further and further, but if we don't bounce the bottom of the Kumo, we're going to get bearish. Where am I looking at if we get bearish? Well, it's very simple. I'm looking at 9,000. I'm looking at 8,800. Someone said to me, well, Coach, at 8,800, like, wouldn't you be very worried? And I said no, and they said, well, why? Let me just show you. I'm gonna turn these off and give you an example. We look at the weekly, okay? On the weekly, the last lowest low was just at this level at that 8,800, okay? So we could double bottom. It's very possible that we do a double bottom, something that would look like this, where over the next couple weeks, because we're in September, we do something along the lines of that, where we have a double bottom formation and then we come back higher. Very, very possible that will happen. So the weekly gives us an even greater view into the market. But we're also holding a key level here, which is our 21 weekly EMA. Now, if we broke below that, we could see basically come into the cloud and come all the way back down to this level at 81. So that's also a possibility as well. But if we hold this level and we keep above the 21-week EMA, so far we're not in really bad territory. And then I think that if we break that level, which very well could happen, so be prepared for it, you could come all the way down and double bottom at 88. Now, that will happen. That's what I'm expecting to happen. Not to come all the way down to 88 right away, but it's something that is definitely in play based off the technicals that I'm looking at right here. So if you're not short or you're still in Bitcoin, if you're a believer in Bitcoin, I always hold some, no matter what. So that's just me personally. Some people will say, well, what happens to the market? It goes down. I always hold a little bit, no matter what, because I'm a believer. I'm not going to just completely sell out of my Bitcoin. That's just being a sellout. So I'm a true believer, so I always hold some. But I'm holding a ton of USDT instead of having that, and I'm opened up some low leverage shorts as well because I don't like leverage trading. It's just my personal opinion. You don't need to leverage trade with large sums to make money in any market. people do it. It helps you have more liquidity, but it also wrecks most people because they don't practice proper risk management, which you can find in videos that I've done in the past. Also, if you join Coach's Corner, you will see that I have a video posted in the pinned description, so you learn how to do that yourself and you never get wrecked. So that's what I'm expecting for Bitcoin. Ethereum, I mean, I drew this yesterday as well. We tapped that Kijin like I talked about, and we dumped just exactly what I was saying. I mean, I don't say these things for me. I already know them. I'm saying them for you guys so that you don't get wrecked, so that you know what to do, so you know where to short and where to long and where to make your decisions for yourself. So we've had one dump. We've had two dumps. Third dump, I'm expecting to come down to $275. That's where I'm expecting us to go right now. The only thing that could stop it is the Kumo top right here, which we saw in Bitcoin before it broke out. That's the only thing that's holding it back. We're below a lot of levels that we're even below the Kijin. We're below everything right now. So that's not a very good ideal situation to be in. Now, when we look at this on the weekly, it also has a very similar level for the Kijin at $285. This is $277. So, I mean, in this level, I'm expecting us to come down to. We've been very, very bullish. Now, someone said, well, what's the lowest we could get to? Well, our double bottom potentially, or just like a retest of the low that we had last would be down here at $217. So that's a possibility. But we did rip through this level right here at $250, and we could retest that too and then go higher. So those are the levels that you have to keep your eyes on for Ethereum. Now, what's most important here, the most Chad info that you know is coming right now. Gold. Gold is about to lose that level, the level that I've been talking about. It's looking like we might lose it today, and we're going to see gold do what I've been expecting it to do and come down lower. Now, why is that happening, Coach K? Why is the DJI going down, Coach K? Why is the SPX doing exactly what I said yesterday would happen way up here before it even opened? Why is it doing that, Coach K? Well, the technical analysis and not being emotional and not giving a shit what the market tells me other than what the chart tells me is most important. Being objective is most important to be successful as a trader. Marrying a coin, marrying an index, marrying anything and getting emotional about it and saying, oh, it's going to come back, you'll be a 2018 crypto holder that never sold and watch millions of dollars turn into thousands of dollars overnight.
Everything burns.
So people ask me, Coach, where are we going next after that huge dip? I think we're going to come down all the way to the 618. That will be our first stop. And then our second stop will be 3120. These are levels that we're looking at. So first stop would be here. Now people said, oh, but it's so bearish. Is it really? Because, I mean, you know, that was March. And look how fast we hit an all-time high. We've never done anything like that quickly before, ever. It's just been a parabolic move that we finally look like we're breaking down out of. And September and October could be very interesting months for us, especially because of the U.S. election, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. So we look at the DXY and we see that C-clamp. There it is. And look what I talked about yesterday. It's already happening. So a lot of the things that I said in yesterday's video are already happening. I'm still expecting that to happen. I'm expecting the SPX to dump, the DJI to dump, a lot of different types of markets in different countries to dump, because if the US dollar gets strong, the US dollar will wreck a lot of people. So watch that. Gold, DXY, ETH, Bitcoin, traditional markets, all of these you need to look at together holistically to get a good understanding where you're at. Now, if you were using the DXY, you would have been starting to see on the 1st of September, where the market might be going because of this hammer. Watch this, okay? The 1st of September, where were we? Look at that. The 1st of September, we were at just under 11.9. We had that first day. The second day brought us down all the way to 11.4. It was getting pretty obvious where we were going. And then now it's going up. And what's going down? BTC. So expect those lower levels I talked about earlier. Now the last piece of the puzzle is why?
does it happen?
I'll tell you. So here we see historical data, and this is something that coincides with the September prediction from yesterday, but October could be a very weak month that I didn't expect, but research, thanks to my buddy Parv posting this, I literally could see, holy crap, that October could be just as bearish or more bearish than September. So these months are something to keep your eye on. And why? Because during the election years, this is something that happens. But look what happens after these election years, which would coincide with a year-end very, very strong market. And if the traditional S&P is very bearish, we would expect that crypto will also be very bearish. These are things you must take in consideration. You must take a note of. And if you are holding and you're holding too long, all right, so that's it, guys. Watch Bitcoin. Make sure you watch the DXY. The DXY is something that 90% of CT traders never, ever use. And the reason they don't use it is because they don't come from the traditional background. And only looking at Bitcoin will cost you more than actually just using the Chad detailed information I'm constantly sharing with you guys every single day. What I would like to say is, if you want to support the channel, the easiest way to do it is to click the like and the subscribe button. And if you want to not miss the videos that come out when they get out, click that bell. I do this sometimes in the day and sometimes in the evening, so you might miss it. And also leave a comment if you would like me to do a live feed once a week where you can literally ask questions about the market and ask me to look at some coins for about 45 minutes. That's basically it for today, everyone. I hope you stay safe, use risk management, and don't get exactly. See you on the flip side, everyone.
Fat kiddo, fat kiddo, huge fat kiddo.